Hello. We just got finished reading The Nightingale by Hans Christian Andersen, and so now here are some thoughts. I really like in The Nightingale how, one, it first teaches you that sometimes incredibly beautiful things are found in odd or unknown locations to the majority or to the elite almost. Like you go so high up in status and hierarchy that you end up completely missing beautiful things in places that you'll just never go because, that's where people below you go. And that's where the nightingale is found. The nightingale is found in the low places, among the working class, with, the fishermen, with the little chef girl. That's where the nightingale is. So it's like this thing that helps the people, regardless of who they are, but it specifically chooses to be out in the forest and to build its nest and to sing for everyone that it's around. Words are hard today. I really like that. And so lots of people come over and they visit and they hear the nightingale and they start writing books. And then word gets to the emperor that the nightingale is the most beautiful thing in his entire empire. And he's like, I have all of the most beautiful things and I've never heard the nightingale. So obviously everybody's wrong, or I've been missing something. So he calls in the chamberlain and is like, get me the nightingale. Like, I have to hear the most beautiful bird in all of the land, because I have all the most beautiful of everything else, including a porcelain house, whatever those things are called that he lives in. And I do like that the chamberlain starts off by being like, people who write books just make things up. Everybody knows this. There's no nightingale. And the Emperor of China is just like, nuh-uh, this Japanese dude wrote it. That's how you know it's true. And so he's just like, the chamberlain's like, all right. And he goes out. And I like how the Emperor says that if they don't get it that night for the court, that he'll get all the nobles trampled upon. And so half of the nobles are like, we're going to help you look for it because we don't want to get trampled on. Completely understandable motivation. I don't hold any grudges against them for that. But I just thought it was, a funny detail. So they all start going looking, and then all of them want to hear the nightingale so bad, and they're looking around, and they find the little girl. And I do like that the little girl's like, yeah, it's really hard. I have to take care of my mom and have to take care of myself. But hearing the nightingale just like really, really just makes the day worth it, And the chamberlain is just like, well, if you could watch the emperor eat, would you tell us where the nightingale is? And we'll also get you a job. She's like, yeah, sure, that works. I just like how being able to watch the emperor eat is like this great thing. This might be the American in me, since I've never had to look up to like royalty, and I've never really been that impressed with celebrities or whatnot. So it's just like, oh, a celebrity gets to eat something and I get to watch? Just weird. It's just weird to me. Weird notion. I don't like it. But whatever, if you think that the guy is like incredibly special, and I don't actually know if Chinese civilizations thought that their emperor was something akin to a god, like a lot of other ancient nations were. Regardless, being able to watch the emperor was a big deal for them. So that was fun to see. And I like how she starts heading towards where the nightingale is, and everybody they hear cows, and they're like, wow, this bird has really powerful vocals. And she's just like, that's a cow, And then everybody starts hearing the frogs, and they're like, oh, it sounds like church bells. That's really impressive. And she's like, those are just frogs. They want to find the nightingale so bad that they'll hear anything and think that it's the nightingale. Which is another neat detail. So it's like unless you have somebody who knows what you are looking for to guide you to it, you might mistake other things for what you are looking for. So, but they had a guide, and then they trusted her, and she brought them to it, and she's like, there it is, that's the nightingale. So they all were like, yes, the nightingale, and they heard it sing, and it sang beautifully. And they were all moved. They were like, wow, this is beautiful. And so the little girl was like, all right, cool. Anyways, I get hired now, right? And Chamberlain's like, yep, that's still happening. And then he goes to the nightingale and is just like, can you sing for the emperor? So the bird sings. And he's like, incredible. At the court tonight? And the nightingale's like, oh, so he's not here? Yeah, I can join you in the court. That's fine. So they go to the court, and then the nightingale sings. And I quite enjoy that the nightingale just assumes that the emperor's there. And she's like, sure, I'll sing for the emperor. Oh, you want me to sing for the emperor again? Oh, the emperor wasn't here to start. That was just... It's a silly detail, but it's really fun whenever you get something kind of silly like that, even though it's played not quite as a joke, because it's more like a misunderstanding rather than anything else. But you can think of it as something akin to a joke. And so they go, and then the emperor hears it sing, and he's like, wow, you're the most beautiful thing. Can we keep you here? And we'll take care of all of your needs. And you'll just sing for us whenever you want, and whenever you can, whenever we request. And the nightingale's like, I will gladly do that for the emperor, because the emperor cried a tear, and I like the humility of the nightingale, where the nightingale's just like, it's fine, I just like singing, and I like seeing your tears. It means that I've done a good job, I've moved you in some way. And like, that's the reward for the nightingale, is the satisfaction of knowing that it's done something and it's moved somebody deeply. And I think that's, I think we could look at that and say, wow, that's very noble. That's a noble want, a noble thing to aspire whenever we do something, is to just be like, yeah, the fact that you enjoyed what I did was sufficient and I don't need more, but I will accept the more that you offer. Just know that I am satisfied already. Pretty neat. I did like that the ladies at the court put water in their mouth and made like clucking noises. I wish I had a better idea of what that actually sounded like. If any of you know or have an idea of what that clucking sounds like, let me just send it to me, please. I want to hear that noise so bad. I just think that'd be hilarious to listen to. But I just like it made them feel like the nightingale. Like, oh, just these random ladies just clucking at whoever comes up to them, and they're like, I'm the nightingale. But anyways, all of the story, you have a gift arrive for the emperor, and it's a gold and jeweled nightingale, whereas the nightingale that they have is very plain. And so the gold and jeweled nightingale, it just looks pretty. It's very captivating, and it can play and it can imitate, but it can only play one song. And so they listen to it and they think, oh, we can have the fake nightingale and the real nightingale, do a duet. But the real nightingale plays music from the heart. It's like, what do I need to say at the moment? What is the right thing to sing? And so it sings from its heart, essentially, and the golden nightingale can only do one thing. It can only imitate the same thing over and over and over again. It can't do anything aside from the singular thing that it was created for. So it has no will, almost. It lacks the soul that the nightingale offers with its music and with its art, which is, I think, pretty relevant. It's always been a relevant thing as technology increases, that the natural way we do things starts to become upended. And so it's like, okay, well, is working fields by your hand better, or is it okay to add machines to help you harvest? And then now we have AI trying to make artwork and like write stories and everything. And it's like, what's better, to have the original person who has the soul, who can put themselves into the artwork and give it a life and a purpose that a machine can't? Or do we just want the product, which is inferior and only capable of being an imitation of something that already exists. And I just think that's a very interesting thing. So everybody loves the novelty of the gold nightingale. And the real nightingale leaves while they're paying attention to the gold nightingale, because it's just like, they're not paying attention to me. There's no reason for me to be here. I'm going to go back out into nature and start singing my words there. And I do appreciate that nobody notices the nightingale leave, but the emperor is actually very, very genuine of a character in this story, which I appreciate greatly. He's not just some, idiot like in The Emperor's New Clothes. Because the emperor hears the nightingale, the gold nightingale, and is like, wow, that's beautiful. We listened to it, but now we really need to listen to the real nightingale, because the real nightingale is still the most beautiful thing. And then he misses the nightingale, and then for some reason, you could put whatever reason you want, they banned the nightingale from being able to set foot in China. So it's like, okay, we're just going to listen to the nightingale now. And they just listen to it over and over and over and over again, and they finally learn the song, and they just keep listening to it, but then it grows old. It grows old, and it breaks. It becomes worthless over time to them, even with its imitation, even though it looks beautiful, even though it can make repetitious sounds, essentially. It it just isn't the actual nightingale. It has a time limit of how long you can enjoy it, essentially. And I like how the emperor falls ill. Essentially, his falling ill seems to be tied to the gold nightingale's demise as well. And I like how it says that they already selected a new emperor. It says that they loved their emperor, but they had already selected a new one. Just like, wow, your people are so ready to replace you. It's like, we love you so much. Party! It's just a funny detail. I like that detail a lot, just because it adds, whenever you think about it, you just want to snicker a little bit. And as the emperor is dying, I like that there's a manifestation. Like the devil comes and sits on his heart, and then it takes the emperor's crown, and then it brings up good and bad people or spirits, whatever. I can't remember what it says exactly. And each of them takes its turn going, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. And whether it's good or bad, the emperor is just tired of hearing it. He's like, I need something to bring me peace. I need something that is genuine and soulful to revive me. And then the nightingale appears. And the nightingale shows up because it hears that the emperor is in need. And it's like, hello, emperor. I am going to put you at ease. And the first thing it does, I like how the nightingale is able to notice the spirit in the room, which is death. And it requests from death all of the things that it would take from the emperor whenever he died. So like the crown, his heart, and something else. And I remember it gets death to give up all of those things first, and then it sings a song that makes all of the spirits, and it makes death itself move in such a way that they leave, and it revives the emperor, which is just very incredible, very nice. It's something to think about. It's like genuine care, attention, art, and love. These things can revive someone from death to the point where they want to continue living, where they have the ability, they can become free from their pains because of the art that you create, because of the atmosphere you bring into their room, into their life, into their soul, essentially. And so the emperor is revived, and he just gets up and puts on his robe, and everybody enters the room thinking the emperor's probably dead by now. And they go in, they see him standing up, and he's just like, hello. He's like, how are you doing? And everyone's like, what? I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. He's just standing there. He's not upset about anything. He's just like, yeah, I was about to die, and, No hard feelings, but I'm back. And everybody's like, cool. And the Nightingale essentially says, because the Emperor again asks the Nightingale, can I do anything for you? What do you want? And the Nightingale's just like, from the very beginning, you have already given me what I wanted. I wanted to see you cry at the beauty that I was bringing to you, and you did. I am satisfied. But I love you, and I will come back. Just excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Love that story. Definitely one of the best ones that I've read this far in. But that's what I got out of the story. What did you get out of the story? Let me know down in the comments below. And on your way down, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and on your way back up, why not check out one of these videos? Yep. If you want to hear more great stories, just click here. All right. See you there.